Welcome to Smart Business Show episode 104. Today we're going to talk about the foundation of your marketing and of knowing where you're going with your business, really. And I'm thinking about this as I'm working through Book Yourself Solid again, the book Yourself Solid. It's a great book. You should read it. You need to read it, and you need to actually put the time in to do the work, it's a bit of time, I'm not going to lie. I read it, it's air quotes for everyone that's listening, not watching the video. Probably 4 times before I did the work. It's the fourth time that I really did the work, and then my income doubled right away. So that was awesome because I actually did the work, because I got centered on what I wanted to do. So there's 3 kind of key questions I found at the end of chapter 2 as I was reworking through this and positioning my business again and deciding what is the real benefit that I bring to people. And so question 1, these are all in the show notes if you check that out, is what are my 5 of my clients' most urgent needs? What are the things that they really just have to have in their business they're not getting? And for the coaching that I want to do, for the way I want to help you guys, they're not connecting with their kids. They're not connecting with their spouse. They're not connecting with outside. So I think it's super important around that you're outside in some fashion. Not everyone goes out even skiing, right? I went skiing all yesterday with my daughter. Not everyone goes out hiking up into the mountains and playing on glaciers and hauling their skis up in like August just to ski a little few turns on a glacier somewhere. Another urgent need is they're not able to slow down and have margin in their life. Margin is space to do what you need, right? Space for me to say next Monday I'm not working. I'm going to go hang out with my daughter and ski again because my wife's away on the weekend and we'd like to ski every weekend. So we're going to do that. And then the final one is they need help navigating their business and being a good parent. So some of those, if you're not a parenthood, I might modify that for you to say you need help navigating your business and doing something else, right? If you like hiking, biking, board games, doesn't matter, whatever that is, doing that other thing. The second question is, what are my clients' 5 compelling desires? And as I look through these a ton, and as I've worked these with my coaching clients as well, they do mimic a lot, these 2 questions. And it's just, I think, another way of looking at the same problem from a different angle to maybe give you some new ideas. Their compelling desires are they want to be a great parent, they want to be a good spouse or partner, they want to have time to do both of those things. It's a margin thing again. And they want to have a backstop for ideas on how to deal with business and still keep the margin they need to be that, that great parent, spouse, to have that time, to be that great volunteer for someone else. And so that's what I want to do. I help people. I'm even talking to one client last week. He's like, we decided I'm only going to work 12-hour days on the weekdays and I'm only going to work 6 hours on the weekends. And I was like, what? He's like, when do you want to have a kid? And I was like, that's never going to work, number one, because your kid's going to be up and you're not going to be able to just work that long. And that's crazy. If it takes you that long to get your work done, you're bad at your job. You need to do better at your job. We talked through that and set up a better plan. Talked with his spouse, actually, in that case, too. And his spouse said, well, I just, kind of acquiesced because he was doing like 14s and 12s, right? 14s on the weekdays and 12s on the weekends. And so she's like, this is better than it was. And I was like, no, it's still terrible. I guess it's better than it was, but we cut it way back farther down to like 10-hour days on the weekdays, and we're shooting for an hour on the weekends, just so that because he didn't feel like he had this urgent desire to do something. And so they figured out an hour, and we're putting a 3-month time limit on it. And after those 3 months, we want to cut out that hour. And so we're just going to keep working through it and making it more efficient. The next one is, what are the biggest results that you can provide? And so some of the thoughts I have around my own business there, which is why I'm sharing this with you, so that and just so you can see how it would work, is we help parents create a shared experience with their kids, which is a foundation to actually talking with them. So one of the things that I think is super important is just get and hang out with your kids. I got to the office at 9 o'clock this morning. I will probably head out for coffee once I record this and have one other thing I need to do in my office. And I'll go right for an hour or 2, and I'll be home by 3, hang out with the kids for a while, and I'm going to play with them, just play with my 3-year-old, read books to them, do something. Because I think that having that shared experience, and I went skiing yesterday with my oldest, having those shared experiences is the key point to actually talking. You say we do quality time. Quantity doesn't matter, but quantity only comes with quality. And doing the same thing for your partner, for your spouse, for your friends, same thing. The second thought I had around the biggest results I provide is I help people put margin back in their lives so they have the space to be with their family like they want to be. Right? If you don't have kids, if you're with your friends who you want to be, with your hobbies like you want to be. And the next question, this is actually 4. What are the deep-rooted benefits your clients experience? So when you work with a client, what are the big things that they really get out of it? So what I say is they have an experience as a family. So I help them set up that margin so they really do get out with their family, do something. They have margin and tools so they can continue to build those experiences with their family. I actually would like to start taking people on trips up here with me, so hiking, other things like that. And so inside that, we'll build skills to help you do some of that, right? We'll teach you some basic outdoor skills, nothing crazy. I'm not going to teach you everyone to rock climb or anything, which is, I still think, fairly tame, but we're not going to do that. We're going to be teaching you some basic outdoor skills so you can get out for a day hike and feel confident and safe in that. And then they learn to say no and set clear boundaries with work. So if you're in a job, you can say, I'm sorry, I don't answer email on the weekends. I just don't, which is totally possible. I did that when I was a low person on a totem pole at one job, and it was not a problem. I just said, when people said, hey, I sent you an email 20 minutes ago, I said, I don't check email till 11, so I'll look at 11. And they usually would say, oh, okay, and they walk away. That's it. It wasn't that important. And everyone in the office started doing that, and we all started getting more done. And so the big thing that came out of that for me is I help people set up their businesses, their life, so that they have margin in it, and they don't have to be around all the time. So they don't have to put in, their business is not run purely based on massive amounts of effort. It's run really skilled. And actually that little variation on it just came up. It's that maximum effort. When I first started running this business, building websites, I made it through my first year because I put out 10 contacts a day, 5 days a week to sort of maybe valid people. Probably not, looking back at it, I wouldn't have sent any of those contacts now. But the only reason I survived was through massive action. If I had been smarter, I wouldn't have had to put in that much time. So those are some questions you need to ask in your business. I'll have all the questions up in the show notes, and I'll have a link to Book Yourself Solid. I think you should totally do the book. If you haven't done the book yet, do the book. If you have done the book, I do it almost every year now. I read back through it. I almost always do all the questions again. I don't look at my old work and then I compare, and it's amazing sometimes how you see the similarities or the seed of an idea start. Because for a long time, if I say my why is looking above my desk for those on the video, my business, my why is over when I have 4 post-it notes. I help people run their business they want so they can live the life they want to live. So as I look at the coaching aspect of it, I'm moving more and more into that all the time. As I work, and the seed started, I've had that up there for 18 months at least, and I had it elsewhere before. So go through Book Yourself Solid, look at these 4 questions to center your marketing and center your business. And then take a look, once you have some of these questions answered, take a step back and look at your business. Is it really telling people this? So as I look at all this, does my business really say, if you go to curtismchale.ca, does it say that the deep-rooted benefit you're going to get is margin? No, right now it says, as I record this at least, and it may change by the time the show goes up, it says get more clients, get more leads and turn them into clients. So that's kind of around there, because if you have more leads and clients, you have more work, more money, but you don't necessarily have more margin. So that's something else that I have worked on, is my taglines around that. Something around, run an awesome business and still make it home for dinner. Something like that, which I will play with for a while and talk with my wife about it as well. So if you want to center your business, look at these questions, start to really think about where your business is positioned and what you want to do and what the awesome benefits you provide for your clients. I would love it if you review the show on iTunes or on Stitcher or wherever you are. And clearly you're going to give it 5 stars because I'm good looking and amazing and humble. And it's helped. Have an awesome day.